Emabhakabhaka kwenzenjani, emabhakabhaka kwenzenjani. Woo! I'll be giving you the good, the bad, and the overall takeaway from the Soweto derby. So, quick. The first thing that was good is that the way we started the match, we were pressing Pirates to show that we're intentional, wanted to win the ball back, wanted to punish them, wanted to capitalize on their mistakes, and that is good. That's what big teams do. We started on the front foot, and the second thing, our mentality, we seemed motivated. The players really seemed like they wanted to play the game. They wanted to go after Pirates, as I said, press them, and we're on the front foot as well when we hit the ball, because we're playing the ball, trying to make those positive movements. And number three, the fact that Ungcobo started. I know he still started out of position as a midfielder, but in my books, it's still a win if Ungcobo gets some game time. Next, Ulodge, I think, is one of the best players with Pirates, and we nullified them all. Their system, they just won 6-2 in the previous few games, but today, they were not there. We're just dominant in the first half, that is. We're just there, going after them, pressing them, closing spaces, and that was good. So they were nullified. But 5, Unange, there's a clearance that he made on the 72nd minute. And that was good. I know it's his job, but he was switched on to be able to see that the ball, it was the second ball, and then he cleared it off. Because the last time we considered against Pirates, it was that kind of a ball. Reeve scored a spectacular goal. It was beautiful. Go watch it on the highlights again and again and again. And the fact that Billiard didn't rush, and also Upaka waited for the perfect chance to pass the ball to Reeve, and then Reeve just smashed it, and it was beautiful. And when it comes to the second goal, there's something that is underrated, and that is movement of the ball. I mean, Umatoho is tall, but usually his movements are not so good, but this time he moved towards the ball and then he headed it. I'm starting with his header because the delivery was absolutely class. The way Udoli delivered that ball, I was just like, oh wow, that is beautiful. And then Matoho heads it home. And that was good. That was beautiful. Also, something worth mentioning, the system seemed to work today. We didn't play the back three, we played the back four. And as much as that also put someone out of position, in this case Ungcobo, but the system seemed to work. We're able to press them. I'm guessing the coach played that system in order to nullify Pirates players in the midfield, because at times they seemed like they were playing in 3-4-1-2, and in that way they had 3 midfielders. So if we had a flat 4 in the 3 in the midfield, and then wingers coming in to make it 4-5-1, then in that way we're closing spaces wide and inside. So the system worked today. Well done, Bucks. I don't like saying that. Anyway, Peterson is my man of the match. First of all, that save he made after Unda headed the ball, and that save, mate. Let's save irons on the 94th minute. It was so good. So I was so happy to see ukuthi Peterson is really taking the chance anikezwe yona. Uyibamba ngazo zombili izandla and is running away. Ebvum, eyakupay. And of course, it wasn't just all good in this game, but I started with the good because obviously we won. So I'm not just gonna start by smashing and bashing them even though they won the match. The bad, the first one, I don't know why the government hasn't brought back the fans. It's just, it was a Soweto derby match, and the way it started, if there were fans, my God, it was so good, the pace. The only thing that was missing on that match, because we also had an early goal, was the fans. And I want the fans to be back. I don't know, where do we sign? What petition do we make? Because we miss the fans. It's just boring without the fans, honestly. Okay, number 2 with the bad, of course, Unange was back. I predicted this in the previous video that the coach was going to play Unange for absolutely no known reason to me, because I didn't even see what he added to the game except that 72nd minute clearance. But otherwise, it was just still Nange. And next, Umatoho is going to cost us with this. Matoho, don't do this to us. Next, why did we drop Udubi? I understand we brought in Ungcobo, but did we really have to drop Udubi? Because we could have dropped Cardoso or Umatoho, but he dropped the dude. I mean, the boy is gaining him momentum, and then when in the past few games, every one of us can agree with Ungobo has been by far our best defender, but then he dropped him today. For what? I have no idea. I don't understand. The next thing, obviously, the sad thing is that Billiard, Castro are injured. All my best wishes to Billiard, Castro. And then the other bad thing is that Soweto wasn't played even after Billiard went off. Thumbs up to the coach for playing Bakas at that time, but I don't understand why he didn't bring in Soweto, because it was clear after we scored the goal, Pirates were going to come and attack us. And to make my point with this, on the 46th minute, there is a chance that we got, and Castro wasn't quick enough to outrun the defenders and score. And when it happened the second time, when he had to outrun the defenders, he actually pulled his hamstring, which shows within the second half, what we needed was someone to quick enough to catch them on the break. But the coach opted for Castro. For what reason? Namangazi. Next, the way we considered the goal, I didn't like it. First, we lose the ball, and the second thing that we do, as I was saying about Tumatoho, Uguti, on his left, Begukonu Kadoso, and on the other side, there was Uriv, which means Umatoho could have easily shifted towards the person Obezo pass. So I think it was Mabaso on the left, on his right. He could have shifted to the right and called Ukadoso to come and close down Ulodge. But no, he actually opened the space for the pass to the left, which means he wasn't even sure where he was defensively. As a result, they passed the ball to the side, and then the ball goes across, and then we concede a goal. If Austin Dube was dropped because coach wanted more experience, then Umatoho didn't really show experience at that time. Then he made amends, I guess, by scoring the goal. But those kind of mistakes, they cost us all the time. The coach should look at that, and we should address it going forward. Overall, guys, we had a very good first half. It was impressive. I was impressed. Everything worked. But then the second half, I don't know what happened. Ngazi no Mumanyama is injured or what happened, because I don't think it was really bad. So that's why I'm thinking he's probably injured, which would mean 3 injuries from this game. But overall, the first half was good, second half was not so good. But then the fact that we're able to come back and win the game, it shows Uguti this is a good thing. Now, what we want is our players to have the same mentality. Yogut, every game we need to win it. Let's not only perform as the Pirates, but a win is a win, and I'm taking it, and I'm happy. Ekugcineni, Ikosi liwinile, Ikosi lijabulile, Ikosi libuyile. So what do you think? What are the other good and bad things that I might have missed? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. In this channel, we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs, previewing and reviewing Kaizer Chiefs matches and talking about everything Kaizer Chiefs. Until next time, remember, Ikos, I'll pay you more.